CM Punk, thanks for doing this again. I feel like I've interviewed you a lot.
It's part of my job.
I guess you're relevant. I guess that's why, right?
Don't start.
All right, well, CM Punk and the Royal Rumble, they're kind of synonymous with each other for a couple of major reasons in your career, right? I mean,
Yeah.
2014, that Royal Rumble sort of marked what a lot of people, yourself included, thought was the end of your time
Yeah.
in WWE. Now here you are getting ready for another one.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to start by asking you what the Royal Rumble means to you. Like, you hear Royal Rumble, what do you think about? Do you think about 2014?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I'm actually nervous talking about it because it's we legitimately litigated this, so it's
Wow.
So talking about it, being back in the company.
Like, at one point, were you not allowed to say the words Royal Rumble?
I mean, at one point, you weren't allowed to say the word CM Punk in this company. I was
Yeah.
he who should not be named. And I think that Royal Rumble was probably a big part of that. So me being back for only a year now, everything's still kind of weird for me. Walking the hallways is still a little bit strange. When I bring friends, like last week, I brought a friend with me, and he was like, "Man, this place has completely changed. It's so different. Like, everything's still brand new to me, so to speak."
So you go back to last year, right? You come back, something you weren't sure you would ever really do and probably thought you never would do. You got your eyes on WrestleMania, you're at the Royal Rumble, and the tricep injury happens. What was going through your mind at that time? Having all this adrenaline, I'm sure, and excitement and nerves and so many different emotions coming back, and then to just have it literally ripped away from you
Yeah.
in the form of your tricep.
Well, I'm a hockey guy. I always try to
Are you?
give the hockey analogy. I always find it fascinating after, say, a team wins the cup, right? At one end of the ice, you have these guys that are fulfilling their lifelong dream. And early in my hockey fandom, I would always want to watch that because that just looks like the place to be. The joy,
Yeah.
flipping the gloves off, they're all hugging each other.
The top of the mountain.
Grown men kissing each other on the mouth, these playoff beards, like it's wild. But on the other end of the ice, it's like this crushing, deflating defeat, And if you're losing in a Game 7 Stanley Cup final, you're down 2 goals, and the clock's ticking down, and it's almost like these guys are skating their hearts out, but there's got to be part of them that they're fighting to just get off it. We're not going to score 3 goals to win this game in 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. Crazier things have happened, obviously, but that has to creep in an athlete's mind, and I felt that at last year's Royal Rumble, where I was just like, it almost doesn't even matter. The fleeting thought of, it doesn't even matter if I win this. I know this tricep is torn.
So you knew immediately.
I knew immediately. Yeah, I knew immediately. So I'm fighting Cody, I'm fighting Gunther, and the biggest fight was with myself. I was fighting heartbreak. To not just get out of the ring and walk to the back. To not just go, okay, all right, I guess this is it.
How long did it take you to kind of just get over that heartbreak, that disappointment, right? I mean, you're doing rehab, you have a focus at least. But how long before you kind of get up and go, all right, I can't feel bad for myself that this happened?
I don't know if I'm over it 100% yet. I think coming back in a short amount of time, 6 months, and doing SummerSlam, I think that was like the first hurdle, right?
Yeah.
I think most recently doing a Christmas loop and wrestling 4 or 5 times in a row, 5 nights in a row. I think that was another hurdle. I think the last hurdle, so to speak, is this year, this Rumble that's coming up. But for the short term, I gave myself like a good 8-minute cry before I called my wife and told her, like, hey, I got hurt.
Got the tears out so you could actually say words to her when you called her.
That still never mattered. I could cry for 45 minutes, and the instant I actually try to vocalize something like that to her, I'll still blubber. It's that's life. But yeah,
What did she say what in that initial, like, this worst case scenario just happened?
Just come home. I'll take care of you. We'll get over it. We'll get through it. That's That's what we did. That's what she does for me.
Picks you up.
Yeah, yeah. Always has my back. Yeah,
Figuratively and probably literally in some instances.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, if you could go back, you would have it go differently. You don't hurt your tricep. Maybe you win, you go on, you do all the things that you imagined you would do coming back to WWE. But since you can't wave that wand and do that, was there anything positive to take away from that setback? Like, what was the silver lining of that sort of worst case scenario for you? Was there one?
Well, I actually, if I had that magic wand, I wouldn't wave it.
You wouldn't?
No, not for myself. I think maybe for other people in other situations. But for me, I think that's what this coming Royal Rumble represents to me, is I got a redo. I get the chance to do it all over again, and that's how I look at it. That is my magic wand. I was determined after my 8-minute cry to make what felt like at the time the worst thing that ever happened to me, and to turn it into the best thing that ever happened to me, you know, and I think I did that. I just focused on the comeback. I focused on getting back, not the setback. And I've learned in life that, you know, you take the bad along with the good. And
Yeah.
more oftentimes than not, it's losing, and it's the worst thing that ever happened to you is what gives you perspective and teaches you more about where you're going.
Well, in that attempt to come back, the rehab, you had your focus on a couple of major things, and a couple of big names had their focus on you, one being Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
A rivalry that fans just could not stop talking about all year long. I mean, you guys, the hatred between the two of you was very real. He was happy that you got hurt. He said he prayed for it. That's the infamous line.
Yeah.
What do you think about Drew McIntyre now? What are your thoughts on him now that it's all done?
I think Drew's a piece of shit. You know, I don't think that's a secret. I think if I put myself in his shoes, if he means all the things he says, the best thing he could have probably done is just ignored me. But what he did was really give me something to focus my rage on, you know, and it wound up being a pretty big mistake for him, you know.
So he was therapeutic for you, a little bit.
In a way, the older I get, I don't want to live in that headspace for too long, because I think it's dangerous and it can get pretty ugly. You know, taking that home with you and just trying to live life like almost obsessed on this guy that you hate is not the healthiest way to live. But, you know, it definitely helped me when stuff was pretty dark with the rehab and, you know, the coming back and listening to doctors and maybe not listening to doctors, you know.
What do you think Drew's real problem with you was?
I mean, if we want to get real with it, I think it's jealousy. I think it's he probably looks at me as somebody who's jumping the line, you know, coming back after so long, you know, talking trash about the company, talking trash about people who work here, and to him just waltzing back in the door. Like, I get it, I see it, I see that perspective, you know, but it's me, you know, it's me, and it's Drew McIntyre. Like, there's levels to this, and you know, I mean, sometimes you gotta bark up the bigger tree, even if it's the wrong one. So I understand his perspective, but that doesn't mean that I think he's any less of a piece of shit, you know.
Okay. Well, he wasn't the only person this past year that was upset by your mere presence in WWE.
There's a few of them.
There's also Seth freaking Rollins. You guys just had a pretty crazy, intense physical match at the premiere of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Where do you stand with him now? Is there a respect there?
Very far in front of him, hopefully. I don't want to stand with either of those guys. You know, I don't want to be on a line with them. I think this is it's a very specialized, what have you done for me lately, selfish business, you know? And if anybody watching this can take anything away from it, like, I'm not trying to be friends with anybody. I'm trying to get mine. I'm trying to win my Royal Rumble. I'm trying to main event WrestleMania. And I'm trying to provide for my wife, and I'm trying to cash checks. And if people get in my way, they get their feelings hurt. It is what it is.
So you're done with that. You're done with those two. You
I mean,
think?
knock on wood, Jackie. I hope so.
I happen to have a table right there.
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay. You know that I'm going to ask you about the favor.
Okay. Yeah.
And I've asked you before. I ask you pretty much every time I see you.
Yeah. I know, a lot
Is
of people
there
do.
any chance that you are willing to give, not even me, just the WWE universe, any insight as to what this favor that Paul Heyman now owes you
Oh,
is about?
no.
I mean, I knew you were going to say that, and it still bothers me so much. But I have to ask. So my follow-up then is this. Can you let us know, and by us I mean the WWE universe, since I am their voice in this moment, when we might find out more about this favor? Can you give us a when?
No, because I never know when I'm going to actually need to cash it in, you know? And we're friends, me and Paul. So between the two of us, we probably owe each other a lot of favors. Right?
Is it a juicy favor at least? Is it as juicy as we all think it is?
I don't know. I think everyone is maybe building it up a little bit too much. You never know.
Who are you? Connor McDavid? You are giving me nothing right now.
I might have to just, you know, one day say like, hey, Paul, can, you know, you pick me up on your way to Raw? Like, that could wind up being a favor.
now you're
That's going to be super disappointing for everybody, but, you know, you never know. I think the sneaking suspicion is that everyone thinks it's somehow connected to somebody else that Paul is close with, but we'll find out.
Well, you and Paul Heyman, I mean, it's no secret. You guys have had a relationship for a really long time. How would you describe your relationship with him now? I mean, he owes you a favor, but what is your relationship with Paul?
We're friends. We've always been friends. You know, Paul Heyman obviously is kind of a lightning rod in the wrestling world. I've never worked for Paul Heyman, so I think that's why our relationship has always been really, really good.
Has he worked for you?
He's never. We've just always been friends, you know? Like, he's been other people's managers, other people's advocates, other people's wise men. You know, for me and him, it's always just been friendship. He's never signed my checks. I've never relied on him, you know, for where my money comes from. Other people who may have different feelings on Paul Heyman, and I understand that, but that's, I think, why me and him get along so well, and always have.
When you were away from WWE, what was your relationship with Paul like then? Did you have one?
No, Paul was one of the guys. We would talk very intermittently. We actually ran into each other in LaGuardia Airport one time, and just like backs to the wall, like looking forward, like having a conversation. You know, you got to understand, like when I left here and there was a lawsuit and all kinds of really, really fun extracurricular stuff going on, like I was advised by lawyers, you know, like you got to watch what you say to anybody because it could wind up facilitating its way back and being, you know, so like
Anything you say can and will be used against you?
100%. So I was super guarded. It was a rough time for relationships back then, and Paul was kind of no exception.
So when did that relationship come back to, or when did that journey to that relationship kind of coming back to its center start? When you came back?
When I came back, yeah.
Wow.
It's like that, yeah.
Do you remember what your first interaction with Paul was like in person?
Just probably like a really long, for other people, uncomfortable hug. I think everyone was probably just like, when's this gonna stop, you know?
Did you say anything during said hug? Or was it just an embrace?
I think it was mostly just a hug. Yeah.
Okay. An extended, long, uncomfortable.
Yeah, longer.
For everyone except you two hug.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you guys are tight, huh?
A little bit.
Do you think you're Paul Heyman's favorite guy? I mean, he's had a lot of guys, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think in a way I'm probably his favorite because I actually coined the phrase Paul Heyman guy. There were Paul Heyman guys before me, but they didn't brand themselves as such or weren't really kind of known as Paul Hammond guys. I was the one who really branded myself that and other people. So, you know, he probably owes me some merch royalties.
Fair enough. And he owes you a favor. Are you sure you don't want to tell us anything?
We'll have to wait and see. He's kind of a powerful guy, you know, and even though we are friends, like, you know, you never know. The favor might have to be something that he's completely uncomfortable with doing. But, you know, like,
I thought we were friends, but you're not telling me anything about the favor, so I guess it's just interviewer, WWE superstar.
it's the way it's got to be.
I tried, okay? I tried WWE Universe. We're just gonna have to wait. Well, as far as I can tell, since you've come back, you appear to be quite a locker room leader. You make a point to go to NXT, to lend an ear to those who want it, that are up and coming in this business, WWE superstars. But I am a firm believer that not only does it take sacrifice to be successful, it does take a little bit of selfishness. I think anyone that tells you otherwise, that has achieved anything, is actually lying.
Sure.
So my question is, how do you balance, you know, being a mentor, someone that people really want to talk to about their matches, about their journeys, while also still trying to achieve some pretty major things in your own career?
Yeah. Well, I think the air I operate in is pretty rare, you know, and obviously the guys I'm competing against, they're not asking me for advice. They're not. They don't care what I think. They don't care what I know.
Drew doesn't want to know what you think of the match you guys had?
Shockingly enough, no, he does not. You know, but there are other people that maybe do. There are other people that maybe ask just because they think politically that's the smart thing to do. My time I use here pretty openly. You know, like I'm here to help people, but the selfish aspect of it too is I could talk to a 20-year-old track and field athlete from NXT, and I'm looking for something I can learn, right? So I think that's a two-way street. You know, I think 46-year-old CM Punk doesn't know what cool is, if he ever did. You know, so
I think you did.
I think maybe the kids can help me out with that. But this business, you're nothing without the people who paved the road prior to you. And again, talking about how this isn't a team sport. This is a very selfish business. I don't like talking about myself because I wind up saying these wildly, what I feel are egotistical things like, I'm tired of pretending that half the locker room didn't buy a pair of boots because they saw CM Punk wrestle, right? But I also think it's a very powerful responsibility to not be treated the way some veterans who I looked up to maybe treated me. You know, it's like learned behavior. You know, I was treated this way, and I'm going to treat the next generation this way, and I do the exact opposite. I try to kill that in its tracks. They treated me that way because they were maybe scared I was coming up and I was going to take their spot. I want somebody to be that hungry. I want somebody to take my spot. You know. Old lions don't die of old age. They die from the young lions. So eventually, I just think that's the way the book of CM Punk and the final chapter gets written. I just haven't seen anybody that's man enough to do it yet.
No Cubs making you nervous yet?
No, not yet.
Just your Cubs. It was right there.
Wow. Yeah, they don't make me nervous. We won. We won in 16, so I'm just going to hold on to that for the rest of my life.
As you should.
Yeah.
I know you're a big sports fan. I am too. And every professional athlete at some point in their career gets to that point when their age starts to become part of the narrative, whether they like it or not.
Sure.
You know, you've dealt with some injuries. Your age comes up with fans, maybe on commentary once in a while. Do you feel like the clock is ticking? Like, do you feel any type of way about where your body's at this point in your career, having been through what it's been through your whole life of wrestling?
No, I feel great right now. I definitely don't feel like there's a looming, doomsday clock over my head or anything like that. But saying that, I also do realize, based on what happened in the last Royal Rumble, that this could all end in a heartbeat. I never know when my last match is going to be. And you see guys like John Cena doing a full-blown retirement, tour. I look at myself like I'm on the same road as John, maybe just not egotistical enough to announce to everybody, like, hey, this is it. But I'm not setting a limit on anything. I am just doing my best to bulletproof myself on a daily basis, work as hard on recovery as I do, like in the gym and in the ring, and not make this twilight of my career extended beyond what people expect of me. I don't want to, twist in the wind and just like be some old guy. I think I get criticized an unfair amount, but it's because I don't dye my beard. I don't dye my
embrace it.
hair. I 100% embrace it. To me, these grays, I've earned them. These just tell stories. It's the roads I've traveled. It's the bumps and the bruises that I've taken. It's the injuries that I've survived. Like this, my face is a roadmap. I would not remove a scar. I wouldn't dye my hair, dye my beard. This is me, and I was me when I first wrestled at 15 years old, and I'm me at 46. And I will always 100% be truly, unapologetically one of one CM Punk.
You gave me one of my favorite quotes of the year. I mean, I know it's early in the year, but I'm at the last calendar year, let's say.
Okay.
After defeating Seth Rollins at the premiere of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, you said something to the effect of, I'm Mr. October, I'm Mr. Game 7, I am Clutch, I am the best in the world, CM Punk. You've accomplished a lot in your career, and there's obviously still things that you are set out to do that you're focused on achieving. Is this the most confident you've ever been? Where are you at in terms of that mentality? Because that was a hell of a quote.
Yeah, well, in that moment, yeah. And that's what best in the world is always about. It's not about beating everybody and winning all the gold and main eventing this and main eventing that. It's really about like how you see yourself and the confidence you have in yourself to know that when the red light's on, when the pressure's on, when the lights are the brightest, like that is when you come alive, and that's me, 100%. Ask me if I'm ready the day of the Rumble, I'll tell you no. Ask me 15 minutes before my number's called at the Royal Rumble, I'll tell you I'm not ready. The instant that static hits and Cult of Personality plays and I walk or run or skip or jog or bear crawl, whatever I'm gonna do to get to the ring, I will be ready. That is when I come alive, and that's when I am unapologetically my most confident.
Well, this Royal Rumble is already looking to be pretty stacked, and
Yeah.
we don't even know that many participants. But we've got you, we've got John Cena chasing history, Roman Reigns is going to be in it, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, two people who I'm sure would love to eliminate you from the Royal Rumble. How do you prepare for that? I mean, how do you?
I think I always used to overtrain for a Royal Rumble because obviously you're thinking, I'm going to be in this match for a long time. A lot of it is the luck of the draw, getting a late number. I think as much as whoever's the most fit guy here in WWE wants to show off, like, oh, I want to pull number one and show everybody. It's not the smartest strategy. I've been number one, and I've made it to the final four as number one and been pulled out at the last second, and it's crushing.
Yeah.
It's running, 26.1 miles of a marathon, and then at the last 0.1, like somebody else crosses the finish line. It crushes your soul. So I'm just staying fluid, training as hard as I can. I think the key, again, I said it, is going as hard on recovery as I do on the training, and just having the wealth of experience of multiple Royal Rumbles and a very long career thus far to hopefully carry me through the night. And just up until that point, believing in myself.
Well, we started this conversation talking about the devastation of last year's Royal Rumble. Now you're getting ready for this one. We're talking about the field. We're talking about what it means to you. What if you go through all of this training and getting ready and you go out there and it just doesn't happen? You don't get that W. how does CM Punk feel in that moment? If you come up short.
I mean, I can tell you how I feel. I've come up short in every single Rumble I've ever done. You know, I've never won a Royal Rumble, so I don't know what it feels like to win. I can tell you what it feels like to lose. It feels empty. But again, this business is a runaway freight train. So Rumble Saturday, feel sorry for myself on Sunday. I'll see you Monday at Raw. There's always next year. There's different roads to take. I'm just confident that this is the one that's going to bear fruit.
And what if you do reach the top of the mountain? You do win your first Royal Rumble and you get to point to the WrestleMania sign. Have you thought about that moment and what it might feel like?
Not until just now. And I'll be very honest with you. That's a scarier thought to me than losing.
Why?
Because I haven't experienced it. What if I do get there? And what if, you know, because we're talking about career longevity and we're talking about my age and you're asking me very real questions. So what if what if I win the Rumble? Great. What if I main event WrestleMania? And if my entire career, that has been my dream and I accomplished that, I'm maybe a little bit scared that what I have in my heart for this business goes away or fades or is even less than the day before. Maybe what makes CM Punk so great is his constant hunger. And if I'm not hungry anymore, do I want to do this? Can I do this at this level? That scares me.
It's an interesting thought because I think so many people, everyone I think can relate to this, right? You dream about the dream. You dream about the top of the mountain. No one ever thinks about what happens next, right?
Yeah.
Like what happens after you achieve your ultimate goal? Then what?
Be careful what you wish for, right?
They do say that. Listen, I really appreciate the time. I'm only going to ask you one more because we've talked a lot over the last year about how much this business has changed, how different things are maybe in WWE the first time around for you compared to now. How has CM Punk changed in the last year since you came back? Are you a different person than the guy that walked through the door a little over a year ago?
I think 100% you'd be probably better off asking somebody else. Because contrary to popular belief, I actually don't like talking about myself. But this is, you know, the entertainment business, and I understand you have to do that, and it's a little bit of a contradiction. I know that. Yeah, I'm different in a lot of ways. You know, I think more importantly, I'm the same in that I wake up every day and I go, I woke up today, mission accomplished. Let's see how we can make today better than yesterday. Let's see how CM Punk can be 1% better than he was the last time he was in the ring. That's really just how I operate now, instead of being maybe, you know, paranoid about a spot or running races with people that might not realize that, you know, we're in competition with each other. I'm just solely in competition with myself.
All right, well, listen, good luck. I appreciate your time.
Luck is for losers, Jack.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have fun in the Royal Rumble.
I'll do the best I can.
And I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.